Hi there, my name is Kudabear. I've been playing RuneScape on and off since 2005. During that time I've played lots of restricted accounts, but I've never played the game as it was intended since 2011. Now, I'm seeking to change that by building a main to endgame content as fast as possible using routing and macro efficiency. Welcome back to Macroefficient Main. Well, hello there, and welcome back to episode 13 of Macroefficient Main. So what exactly am I doing here in the Nightmare Zone? Well, basically, I had need for some downtime, and I filled it the best way I knew how. And that's basically a nice little AFK grind to get 65 attack and strength and 60 defense knocked out of the way. That, of course, obviously to get the Dragon Defender, so I will be here in the Nightmare Zone for a while. I, of course, want to get the points to be able to imbue my Black Mask as well, because I'm hoping to do some of my Slayer training with range too. The cool thing is Nightmare Zone is actually a ton better now that I have some decent equipment. It was a huge mistake for me to come here as early as I did in the series. Definitely don't follow that bit of advice. I highly recommend doing something like sand or ammonite crabs instead. But now I'm getting some pretty decent experience. I'm actually getting around 40k strength experience an hour right now, as well as you can see, almost 200k points an hour, which is way better than what I had before. That said, I'll be here in the Nightmare Zone for a while till we get those skill levels. It'll be nice and AFK though. Just a quick update, things are going pretty well. I'm basically at 65 strength, which means I'll pivot to attack and get that to 65. But I also sold all of my herbs and things I've been doing in the background, and I was able to afford some pretty big strength upgrades. I got the spiked manacles until I can get the dragon boots, the amulet of fury, as well as a berserker ring, which I did wind up imbuing, as I should get more than enough points to still imbue a slayer mask, even after imbuing the berserker ring, as I'm getting points pretty quickly now, and the +4 strength on that is really nice. All right. Let's go ahead and jump back in. And boom, there's 65 attack. Huge milestone, obviously. Now we can enter the Warriors Guild, so let's go start the Defender grind. Alright, big moment. So happy to be entering the Warriors Guild for the first time. Let's go get these Defenders. So I was looking up the weaknesses of the animated armors to make sure I maximize my tokens per hour while doing this part of the grind, and I was reminded of the Sarachnis Cudgel, which I didn't even realize seems to be a straight upgrade over the Dragon Scimitar, which is pretty interesting, at least when fighting things that are weak to crush or equal to crush versus slash. Either way, I'm destroying these armors with it, so can't complain. Well, we're off to a good start. Literally the first kill, Bronze Defender. I hope this continues. I totally forgot to mention this when I left Nightmare Zone, but because I had a troll task going into there, whenever I killed Arg or Dad inside the Nightmare Zone, I actually got some Slayer experience. It put me up to almost 43, so that kind of solves the 40 Slayer problem all on its own. So the Cyclops love to taunt me. I finally got the Iron Defender after 130 more kills after getting the bronze in just one. Oh well. Alright, the luck is turning around. Got the steel and about 10 kills over the iron. So just missed a level, but there's 60 defense. Big milestone as well. Still have 5 more to go though. And due to that 60 defense, we get a couple of small upgrades, the Obsidian plate legs and the dragon boots. Dragon boots, of course, have the same strength bonus as the spiked manacles, but have some decent defense bonuses. And the Obsidian plate legs have a 1 strength bonus on them. It probably won't give me a max hit, but depending on the rest of the setup, in very niche circumstances, it can. But I figure there's really no reason not to equip it. They're pretty cheap now anyway. Okay, I should probably just like leave and come back constantly, because the first one back after getting another stack of 1,000 tokens gets me the Black Defender. There's probably not much reason to stay here. I'll just come back in an hour. Also 61 with defense. Boom, Mithril Defender, about 300 KC, so I'm just a little bit behind. And about 20 kills later, the Adamant Defender. 2 tiers to go. We're almost there. Wow, the luck really turned around there. Got the Rune Defender after about 3 more kills. So a total of 333 kills for all 6 tiers, pretty much on average. Let's go get that dragon one. Wow, got the Dragon Defender, extremely under drop rate as well. Just about 30 kills. I am so happy to have this out of the way. Really can't complain. Obviously a massive upgrade to any account, and this is no exception. Now we're gonna have to go back and finish up 65 defense in the Nightmare Zone, but that's also okay because I need some more points there too. And there we are, 65 defense achieved. Let's get out of this place. So now that we have 65 defense, it's put us all the way up to 81, just over 81 combat, which is pretty good. Of course, we do need to make our way all the way up to 85, so we'll have to do a little bit more training on top of this still, but we can start by doing King's Ransom, which has a pretty nice experience reward related to it, so let's get that done. Oh, and if you're curious, I got about 1.3 million reward points in storage, as well as the 800k I used to charge the ring, so I got about 2 million points in total from doing this little melee grind. And boom, there's the end of King's Ransom. Huge defense experience reward, which is amazing. And a small lamp that will of course go on rune crafting as always. But as you can tell by my equipment, we are not done yet. Let's go complete the Knight's Training Grounds. Okay, here we are at the Knight's Training Grounds. Let's get this done. Should be pretty straightforward. If I need to flinch, I will behind one of the dummies here, but I don't think I'll need to. And there we go, the end of the Knight's Wave Training Grounds. Huge experience boost from that, which is pretty nice. Up to 66 defense. As you can see, I did have to wind up flinching. I didn't bring enough restore potions, and my defense got lowered to 0, which sucks. But glad to have it done. So I literally spent like 3 hours over the last couple days deliberating whether or not I was going to bother getting up to 70 prayer for piety, and I think I decided not to. You only need 50 for the quest cape, and I don't think piety will be a ton of use to me, as I'm planning to do mostly ranged for my slayer training, and there's no way I'm going to be able to afford to get up to rigor before the end of this series. I might change my mind later on, we'll see how things happen, but it's going to be about 2.2 to 2.5 million coins in order to get 70 prayer, and it just doesn't seem worth it to me. And a big reason for that money concern is Herblore. As I mentioned in the last episode, it's going to be a bit of a problem. By my estimates, I'm going to need between 4 and 5 million to hit the 70 goal required for the quest cape, and that's going to be basically where all of my disposable income goes. Just knocking out a couple levels here, as of course, as you know, we need to get it above Slayer, as we're going to be doing Tears of Gothic shortly. And there's 45 construction for similar reasons, and construction is actually going to be the other problem with money. It's also going to take around 5 million to get this up to 70 for Song of the Elves, so I have a lot to do. Now technically my bank is sitting right around 10 million right now, so between the two skills I can technically afford to get them all up, but that's going to be my entire bank, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm hoping I can still possibly make enough money in the meantime, but it's definitely going to be a tight process. Thankfully we're still pretty far off of needing those specific skill requirements, and these were the only 2 specific blocking ones for now. Let's go get Tears of Gothic's done, and we'll move on. There we go, another week's Tears done, up to 45 Slayer from that, so this easily blows by the 40 Slayer requirement that I'll need for some upcoming quests, which is super cool since I didn't actually have to train Slayer at all to gain this level. Well, I guess I technically killed those trolls in the Nightmare Zone. That was a bit of unexpected extra efficiency. Pretty cool stuff. Now let's get going back onto those quests. We're going to start, of course, with Throne of Miscellanea. There we go, the end of Throne of Miscellanea. But of course we're not going to stop here, we're going to flow right into Royal Trouble. Let's do that next. Boom, real trouble complete. With these two knocked out of the way, we've unlocked another passive moneymaker. 66 agility too, which is pretty nice. So unfortunately, I do not have enough cash on hand to punt this all the way up to 100% productivity, as you need 750k to do that. So I'll just add what I have for now and add more when I get more later. But there's a really handy guide on the OSRS wiki that shows you how to make the most money possible out of this minigame. And it's basically, right now, just leaning towards maxing out coal and mahogany logs. And I'm really just in it for the money, so that's all we need. Now I'm gonna go take care of this poison before I die, and then we'll move on to the next quest. Okay, so next up is another one I was putting off because of that Slayer issue, and that's Rum Deal. And boom, rum deal complete. We have satiated the thirst of the zombie hordes with the power of rum. 50 fishing out of that too, which is pretty cool. Might as well keep this pirate theme going with cabin fever. And boom, the end of Cabin Fever. Another really nice one to get out of the way with some more great agility and crafting experience rewards. A quick stop in the house party world so that we can knock out 50 prayer. As aforementioned, this is the highest level prayer required for the quest cape, and it will be as high as I go for the series, I believe. I still might change my mind, we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and finish these party quests off with the Great Brain Robbery. Alright, there's the end of Great Braid Robbery. I also got an experience lamp from the quest. Of course, we'll be putting that on Runecraft as always. 5k experience. Super nice. Okay, thanks to some of the other stat grinding I've been doing in the background, I do now have all the requirements to finish the Legends quest that we started ages ago. So let's get this one done. I hate this quest. Buddy. And boom, that's the end of the Legends quest. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the reward experience into agility, as it's one of the slowest skills that I have to actually train that you can actually put this experience into. There we go, the end of the Legends quest. Man, I definitely hate this quest, but it's so annoying because it has such a good premise and the storyline is actually kind of interesting, but the mechanics are so horribly outdated, it's just terrible. I feel like if someone went through and updated this quest, it would provide a lot to the game. Jeez. As long as we're at it, let's go ahead and get another really annoying one knocked out. And that's Reagan Bone Man 2. Let's go hunt down a lot of bones. Ugh. Buddy! Alright, there's the end of Reg and Bode, man. Jeez, I am not a big fan of this quest. So annoying. Per level and a cool helmet though. Alright, so for the next quest I actually need a large rune crafting pouch, so this is actually a really good time to go ahead and get those pouches knocked out. That was incredibly fast. It's actually the fastest I've ever gotten the pouches. I'm not going to bother with the giant pouch for now since I'll probably not need it in this series. Alright, if you're familiar with RuneScape quests, you know that we need this for Devious Mines, so that's the next quest we'll be doing. Boom, there's the end of Devious Mines. Just an easy quest, but a very interesting one that has no follow-up in OSRS, unfortunately. Alright, so it's been a little while. We're going to go ahead and collect the resources here at Miscellanea. Again, I didn't have all of the money in here I needed in order to get 100% efficiency, because they only take about 10% of the money that you have in here at a time, up to 75k. So really they were taking anywhere from like half that to maybe a little bit more. Overall, it looks like they took about 250k of my cash, and in exchange, they gave us about 450k, so I made about 90k profit there, which isn't a lot, and honestly, because of the way Kingdom works, you aren't really expected to gain much profit from it, but thankfully you can gain a little bit considering it's completely passive. Might as well keep it doing. So I'm going to keep on these resources and hopefully the money will stack up fast. Okay, so next up I want to go for another gear upgrade, one that I might not need by the time this series is over, but it feels kind of bad not to get. I actually got 75 magic passively while doing some of the quests in this episode, and I figured it's time to go ahead and get that Major Arena 2 cape. Now I've never done this before, so this is going to be a new experience for me for sure, but the first thing I need to do is unlock all 3 god spells, and that part should be pretty straightforward, so let's do that. I'm going to be doing the splashing method, of course. If you don't know, if you wear a full set of armor and vamp braces, you'll never hit a magic spell, which makes unlocking the god spell super quick, as you'll never kill any of the NPCs you're attacking in the Major Arena. So let's go ahead and knock these out. With this last Flames of Zamorak, that is all 3 god spells unlocked. So now we can actually do the full quest. Let's do it. Imagine this guy strolls up to you in the wilderness. What are you doing? Alright, let's see how this goes. If I die multiple times, you can dislike the video with my permission. And here we go, turning in the Major Arena 2 mini quest. That actually was so simple, and I didn't see a soul. Thankfully the wilderness is dead. And boom, there it is. The Imbued God Cape. Obviously best in slot for magic. Again, I don't know if I'll ever use this in the context of this series, but it's a huge unlock to have on any account for sure, and I'm super happy to have it. Now technically I've completed all of the magic requirements I need for the quest point cape, 75 magic being the highest, but I'm still probably going to be passively high alching during quests and other things where I can, as there's really no reason not to. I enjoy it, it makes running around the game a lot more fun in my opinion, and also it gains me a small amount of money. So I'm pretty much still going to be doing that, as you've seen throughout this entire series. Unfortunately, here we are at the end of another episode of Macroefficient Main. In this episode, we achieved a lot, namely getting the combat level of this account way up, including getting our melees up to the point we'll pretty much need them for the rest of this series, which is pretty exciting. Of course, also continuing to get those quests knocked out, only 15 left to go until the quest point cape, which is also extremely exciting. A massive amount of experience gained in this episode as well. I think this is the episode that has had the most experience gain of them all, almost 1.8 million experience, of course almost entirely in those melees. We also got 2 huge untradeable upgrades for the account, the Dragon Defender and the Imbued Magic Cape, 2 greatly useful things that I'm sure we'll see used later on with this account. Finally, of course, we need to check out our total time played. It comes out to 8 days, 10 hours, which is about a 29-hour increase over the previous episode. That actually makes sense considering the amount of time I spent in Nightmare Zone, but the cool thing about that Nightmare Zone time is it was extremely AFK, and it didn't really feel like I was actually playing that long. Now, we did actually get a couple more Wizards Mind Bomb donations in this episode, episode. The collection has gone a little stagnant, but it's no big deal. However, a few of you are still continuing to help it grow, which has been so appreciated. This thing is just ridiculous, and it still makes me so happy. The full update is that we're officially over 1.2 million Wizards Mind Bombs. And that's just ridiculous. This is so much beer. Of course, we can't leave off without thanking those that joined the channel through the membership program. Thank you so much to everyone, particularly the 3 new members that joined since the last episode. And also huge thanks to Peepo Time and Killer, of course, for being the top tier supporters on the channel. All of your support is immensely appreciated, and it helps me make better content. Thank you so much. That does wrap us up for today, though. I will see you in the next episode of Macroefficient. Take care, and bye-bye.